Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about how to get high-ticket copywriting clients because you don't want to work with just anybody as a writer or any kind of service provider. You want to be able to work with as few clients as possible while still maximizing and keeping up your income, and you can only achieve that when you're actually working with high-ticket clients. Now, a lot of people will debate exactly what high-ticket means, but to me it means that it's a client that makes you 5 to 6 figures per year, just that single client. So imagine you had 5 clients that you bill $1,000 a month each. That's $5,000, which is amazing. But you can actually get a client that you bill $5,000 a month, and it's that same income, that same revenue, but from one source. So you end up making just as much, if not more, in many cases, but you're working just as much. So it's a really great way to make sure that you're approaching copywriting and building a freelance or service business very, very efficiently, because it's super easy and common to charge less, and then you have 10, 12 clients, and then you're just actually working way more than you need to. And that's okay in the beginning. That's why I always recommend using Fiverr and Upwork, job boards, and things like that if you're newer to freelance writing or any type of freelance for that matter, because it allows you to build up a portfolio, make some beginner money and things like that. But eventually when you're more established, you have to start working with these bigger companies if you do want to make more income while working less, which I know for a lot of you like me is something that you resonate with, but of course it doesn't apply to anyone. But if you are interested in working with high-ticket clients, stick around because I'll be teaching you just that. Now the first step is to understand where the high-ticket clients are, because they are in just about any kind of niche, but some more than others. If you understand those verticals, you can go straight there, straight to the source, and get more high-ticket clients. So one of the first ones to think about are Fortune companies. So these are the biggest companies in America based on their revenue, and you can actually go right on the Fortune website, get a full list of these companies, and start prospecting right away. Similar is the Inc. 5000 list. This is actually released every single year by Inc. magazine. It's the 5,000 fastest growing companies in America. So you're literally able to target these companies that are growing very, very fast, and that means they're going to have a big marketing and sales budget in most cases, because that's probably how they're growing, and it's how they're going to want to sustain that growth, and you can start adding to that. Venture-backed startups are another one. I work with a few venture-backed startups, and the best part about these companies is that they're fun and exciting and disruptive, but also, so with that venture capital, they're trying to grow faster, they're trying to have good numbers for their investors, maybe even trying to get acquired, and to do that, they typically put a lot of their budget into marketing and sales to accelerate their growth. Once again, if they have a big marketing budget, they can spend more on SEO, writing, whatever it might be, and that's where you come into the picture. And something also to consider is local businesses. Now, this kind of almost seems counterintuitive to high-ticket clients, but there's actually certain niches like dentists, lawyers, and chiropractors that typically have very high hourly rates that makes their businesses grow faster. They have more revenue, more budget to put towards a writer or marketing. So something also to consider, because it can be a bit easier to find with the strategies I'll be talking about in a moment. Now, secondly, when it comes to high-ticket clients, you have to raise your rates, which I know can be a scary thing because you don't want to lose your current clients, you don't want to push away future opportunities and miss out on things, but it's essentially going to be a mandatory process, because if you go to a big business, they're going to expect you to have higher rates because it reflects your skill and your expertise and the time in the industry and your professionalism, and you want to be able to match that. Now, also, you can instantly raise your rates just to increase your income very quickly. It's probably one of the fastest ways you can do it, beyond scaling and hiring a team and whatnot, which takes budget and time. At any time as a writer, you can just increase your rates. Now, obviously you shouldn't just do this exponentially or way too often. You want to do it when you actually improve your skill, as you improve your portfolio, you have more testimonials, more case studies, things like that. Increase them on a regular basis, but make sure that it is actually deserved. There's a saying that if you're not afraid to tell clients how much you charge, you're not charging enough, and I really believe in that. And if you honestly feel that way, you're probably charging a really good amount, you're charging your worth and your value, and that's going to get you high-ticket clients just on itself. Because let's say you're a content writer and you charge 5 to 10 cents per word, which is a normal beginner rate. Well, that's the thing. A lot of blogs and smaller businesses that have smaller budgets and maybe don't really appreciate or respect the work you're doing are going to ask for those rates. They're going to charge you that much. Versus if you bumped it up to, let's say, 40, 50 cents per word, there's companies that pay that and they understand the work, the value, and they're a lot easier and more professional to work with in my experience. So suddenly you have your original rates, but then you bump them up. That completely changes the opportunities you're going to have and the companies you can work with purely based on how much you charge. And with all that in mind, it's time to actually start prospecting and reaching out to these companies. That's why I always recommend getting really good at cold emailing and cold outreach through something like LinkedIn, but it can be done on pretty much any social media. But if you're reaching out to CEOs, CMOs, marketing directors, founders, people like that, then LinkedIn's the best way to go, because that's where they're active on. I always suggest I use something like Hunter.io or Rocket Reach to find the decision maker in those target companies. So for example, if you're going to use the Inc. 5000 list, the Fortune list, you can take those domains, plug it into an email hunting tool, and find the CMO, the marketing director, marketing manager, content manager, someone in charge of content and marketing. And then what we want to do is make sure you send a very personalized and customized message to them. So do some research into their company, make a compliment maybe on the venture capital they got, some cool clients they have, maybe read some of their content, make a comment on it. Make sure they actually show you've done your research. And back when I did a lot of cold emailing to grow my company initially, one of the things I would always hear from clients when I got on the phone is that I was one of the few, if the only cold email they ever responded to, because it was genuine and it showed that I actually did my initial research. And then of course, tie that into your services, how they'll benefit from it, and finish it with a call to action asking for a meeting, or asking if they even need help right now with content or copy to get that permission. Then make sure you're following up on a regular basis, because CEOs and these big kind of marketing execs, they're busy people and they have colleagues and bosses and things to do as well every day. So they might not be able to respond to your email the first time, but if you follow up on a regular basis every 2-3 days, you should eventually get an answer. And if that's a yes, you can hop on a phone, book the meeting, and close them there. Now make sure to go check out my other videos on cold emailing, getting clients, doing inbound marketing, understanding marketing funnels. So not only are you going to them and closing, they're actually coming to you, because nowadays all my high-paying clients just come to me organically. So you check out my other videos to learn more about that, and also get my free masterclasses and courses in the description, which will teach you more about these things. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're staying safe right now, and I'll catch you in the next video.